Good morning, or depending on your time zone, good evening, and welcome to the Telarus Tuesday call for October 29th, 2019, just 2 days away from Halloween. By far the safest day to kill someone and leave them in a chair on your porch. Well, that's dark. I'm Doug Miller, the voice of Telarus, the country's largest privately owned technology services distributor, and built for you. A quick shout out to many of our partners and suppliers gathered today in Phoenix for the Telarus Innovation Conference. More about those conferences in just a moment. On last Tuesday's call, we welcomed Spectrum Enterprise discussing their ancillary managed products and how to layer on those services for existing and prospective customers. Managed Wi Fi, routers, SD-WAN, and among the most important, managed security. Improve your client's productivity knowing their data is secure. Managed services from Spectrum Enterprise. That discussion, as well as the entire recorded Tuesday call, is available now in your Telarus partner back office. On today's call, we're happy to welcome Fuze, changing the way people communicate so they can do their best work. Fuze is the global cloud communications and collaboration software company connecting the digital workforce. Fuze has an implementation and adoption process that goes deeper than their competition, enabling partners to more confidently sell the Fuze solution without worrying about the implementation phase after signature. Today we'll hear how Fuze Unified Communications lets work flow. That presentation is coming up here in just moments. As always, we invite you to log in to our video link and live chat platform to see all of today's valuable information. Yes, in Skelevision. All right. And to submit your questions and comments for today's presenters. You know, I like to think of myself as a knowledgeable resource, a communicator of deep thoughts and ideas, a friendly, reassuring voice in a tumultuous and confusing world. Many people come to me, they say, Doug Miller, how could I easily earn an escape from the maddening day to day grind and instead find myself on a beautiful beach in, say, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico? Well, my friends, I can help. This is our list of Telarus President's Club qualifying opportunities. Somewhere, there it is. And for sales with specific suppliers as low as under 10,000 MRC, you can qualify for this year's President's Club Award. We will be taking qualified partners next March to an amazing getaway at the all-inclusive Secrets Vallarta Bay Resort in beautiful Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So many ways to qualify. You can either sell a combined 100K in Telarus MRR, or by selling a specified amount, usually much lower, with one of the individual sponsoring suppliers shown here on your screen. As you can see, there are many terrific and easy ways to qualify. Don't miss this opportunity to join Telarus next year in Puerto Vallarta for the 2019 Telarus President's Club. We are back on the road this week with events planned all over the country to help our partners build their business. Here are a few of those tremendous opportunities. Tomorrow, Wednesday, in Portland, Oregon, it's a lunch and learn with the Ruby receptionists folks at their offices from 11:30 until 1:30. Now, Ruby receptionists and digital marketing company Vivial have teamed up to demonstrate how using both of these suppliers' unique services can exponentially boost your clients' revenue and your commissions. Ruby will showcase their online chat and virtual receptionist services that can help convert website visitors and callers into customers. Vivial experts will show us how to leverage the latest in digital marketing solutions to drive online visibility and traffic to a website. Join us tomorrow in Portland for this exciting combined event. Also tomorrow from 3 until 6 p.m., you can join us in Boston for Tech Talk. We will meet at the Ghost Walks Cocktail Bar for complimentary food and drinks, and we'll learn from and network with the experts from Your Six, Vivial, Sharpen, Data Valet, and INAP. That's Internap Corporation. Spooky, yes. Fun, yes. And hey, Nikki Day's going to be there. Hope you will be too. Then this Saturday, how about some college football in College Park, Maryland? As the Maryland Terrapins take on the Michigan Wolverines, it's a noon kickoff gridiron event for our Telarus partners, sponsored by Data Canopy, Assessa, Spectrum, and Intelligent IP. Saturday is supposed to be a beautiful day. Come and spend it with Telarus. Well, our heavy hitting, unmatched Telarus Innovation Conferences continue to travel the country. As I mentioned, we're in Phoenix today with a tremendous group of partners and suppliers. These TICs are immersive technology training experiences which explore IoT, contact center, security, and much more. You will take your business to the next level with this all new, outstanding training and content from the Telarus team as well as many industry experts. Big prize giveaways going on as well. $5,000 worth of giveaways, in fact, at each event. The big prize, of course, is the knowledge and the training you'll receive to build your business. The next few Telarus Innovation Conferences coming up on our schedule. Next Tuesday, November 5th, we will be in Tampa at the Florida Aquarium. And then that Thursday, November 7th, our conference takes place in Boston at the luxurious Encore Hotel at Boston Harbor. Join us and take advantage of these tremendous opportunities to enhance your expertise and build your business at the Telarus Innovation Conference. You can see our full schedule of events with all of our upcoming opportunities and register or RSVP at Telarus.com events. Now listen up because this is a very big announcement. Telarus is expanding into Canada, the Great White North, the land of maple syrup, and this one actually almost really happened. It was nearly called Victoria Land. Telarus is aggressively moving into the Canadian market, and we want you to help us celebrate with a huge party in Toronto. And it won't cost you a loonie or a toonie. You'll have to look that one up on your own, eh? Telarus, Tuesday, November 5th from 3 until 10 p.m. We will be at CN Tower and Scotiabank Arena in Toronto for a terrific launch presentation, followed by some NHL hockey in a private suite as the Maple Leafs take on the LA Kings. Many of our suppliers are helping sponsor the Telarus Canadian launch, so plan to join us and celebrate as Telarus launches in Canada. And yep, they do celebrate Halloween in Canada as well. Well, here's a special one-time event for Telarus partners featuring one of the most popular presenters around. Taylor Hersom from RSI will be conducting a special webinar training us on the California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA. It is the most comprehensive privacy law in the United States, targeted at companies that collect or sell personal information. It's designed to give Californians more control over their own data. But the legislation will affect companies in all 50 states who do business in California. It takes effect on January 1st. You need to know how this will impact your customers and how RSI can help your clients ensure compliance. Join Taylor Hersom, RSI's Chief Information Security Officer, for this critically important presentation. It's set Thursday at noon Eastern. All right, time for our weekly partner sales recognition, our shout outs to some of our highest performing Telarus partners who've put up some of the top wins during the past weeks. Now, before we get to this week's, I want to update one of last week's winners. Integration Partners scored a phenomenal sale of contact center services from Nice in Contact. And we neglected to recognize Nate Stewart, who was the one responsible for closing that enormous sale. Congratulations, Nate Stewart of Integration Partners, on nailing down that tremendous win. We appreciate that great sale here at Telarus. Now for this week's top three. Taking third place this week, we congratulate Mullen Houghton, President, and Billy Houghton of Global Net Communications out of Fort Myers, Florida, where it's now getting so cold they have to wear closed-toe sandals. Little dig for the Florida folks. Global Net Communications closed a supernatural sale of SD-WAN services from Mettel to a client in the connections and fittings business. Mettel's SD-WAN combines MPLS, broadband internet, and 4G LTE to bring you a better network and give you optimal performance for demanding applications. Global Net Communications focuses on relationships, not transactions. They provide superb consulting on voice, data, and cloud solutions. They exist to improve clients' network efficiency and reliability. Congratulations, Malan and Billy Houghton of Global Net Communications on this spine-chilling Mettel sale. Taking the second place honors this week, Telarus congratulates Thomas Hamilton, Chief Consultant at Hamilton Business Technology Consulting in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Tom Hamilton and the team closed an unearthly sale of local PRI services from Verizon to a client in the real estate industry. Unearthly real estate. See what I did there? Verizon provides high capacity digital connections for speed, flexibility, and resiliency, and the ability to provide alternative paths if needed. Hamilton Business Technology Consulting is the go-to firm when clients need cost-effective yet full-featured communication systems and services. Voice, data, security, cloud, and professional services, everything their clients need. Congratulations, Thomas Hamilton and Hamilton BTC on this chilling Verizon business win. Taking the top honors this week, Telarus recognizes and congratulates Marcus McGee, Brandon Valich, and W.D. Wheeler. They are the team at Pivotal Networks Incorporated out of Nashville, Tennessee, which is where those DoubleTree Hotel cookies are made. Bet you didn't know that. The Pivotal Networks team posted a phenomenal sale of fiber Ethernet services from Windstream Enterprise to a client in the dental manufacturing field. Windstream Enterprise provides network solution for growing enterprises, helping your clients navigate network complexity with their wide-ranging solutions. Pivotal Networks' mission is to reach 100% customer satisfaction with the services and products they provide. They strive to be their client's advocate and ally in an ever-changing world of technology. Congratulations, Pivotal Networks, on this phantasmic Windstream Enterprise win. It is our top Telarus sale of the week. What a fantastic group of sales. The race is on, of course, for 2019 Top Partner Honors. Thanks to all of our partners for continuing to trust Telarus with your business. Telarus is built for you. Well, here's a rundown of this week's training calendar. 3 excellent opportunities being featured on today's call. Yeah, grab a Halloween human spice latte and enjoy these offerings. I'm so sorry. Today, beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6terra will present training on interconnection priorities for hybrid IT. Demand continues to grow for cloud and hybrid IT connectivity with more flexibility and cost efficiency. This webinar will teach how to optimize cloud connectivity cost versus latency. What is software programmable interconnection and how can it improve agility? Co-location as an interconnection hub and the criteria to seek when selecting a data center provider. It's 6terra interconnection training. It happens today at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then tomorrow, Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, join Net2Phone for practical training on N2P 1.0 admin and user training and Polycom training. It's the easy way to learn how to use the Polycom phones and the Net2Phone dashboard. It's a 2-hour workshop, but with a big payoff, making you an expert in helping your clients realize the full potential of their Net2Phone equipment and services. That training happens tomorrow, Wednesday, at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then on Thursday, RSI, Renaissance Systems Incorporated, is presenting special training on their Cyber Compass automated compliance and cyber risk management product. RSI's Chief Information Security Officer, Taylor Hersom, will demonstrate how Cyber Compass helps channel partners maintain control of any organization's compliance and cyber risk strategies. You'll also hear a new approach to beginning the cybersecurity discussion with clients through the Cyber Compass automated assessment and remediation processes. Cyber Compass training, Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then stick around for Taylor Hersom's CCPA training, which happens at noon. Great stuff. And by the way, Thursday evening, happy Halloween, because devoting an entire day each year for kids to go out in the dark and take candy from strangers is such a great idea. Right now, my wife's listening, going, why does he have to be so dark? The details and registration links for these and for many other live and recorded learning opportunities are all in your redesigned Telarus partner back office at agent.telarus.com. Well, each week we pass along some of the newest and best spiffs and promotions being offered by our suppliers. Here are 3 such incentives to consider as you evaluate your clients' needs and opportunities. First up, from Fuze, today's presenter, a fantastic way to earn fast cash on your Fuze opportunities. Submit your new UCaaS opportunities to Fuze before December 31st, and if within 30 days the opportunity results in a business meeting with a Fuze sales representative, you will earn fast cash between $200 and $2,000 based on the number of that company's employees. Fast cash for UCaaS opportunities from Fuze. And next, from Vonage, empower your clients with customer experience differentiation, because with great CX superpowers come greater rewards. Now through December, you can earn up to a 5x MRR bonus. The offer is this: earn 2x MRR on all deals with a minimum 1-year agreement, or earn 4x MRR on all deals with a minimum 2-year agreement. And if that deal includes contact center seats, you can take another 1x for a potential total 5x MRR bonus when you help your clients differentiate themselves with Vonage CX Superpowers. And finally, TalkDesk is back with a huge promotion for partners: 5x monthly commissions payout. Opportunities meeting select criteria registered by January 31st and closed before April 30th can be eligible for a 5x commission payout on the equivalent of 1-month billing on TalkDesk licenses. Has to be a new lead or opportunity on a 2-year agreement with annual customer billing and registered through the TalkDesk portal. It also needs to be a minimum 50K ACV. But this is a great opportunity to provide your customer with TalkDesk solutions and earn 5x commissions in the process. Well, these and many more fantastic deals from our suppliers can all be found at promo.telarus.com. Well, as mentioned earlier, our featured presentation on today's call is from Fuze, changing the way people communicate so that they can do their best work. Fuze is the global cloud communications and collaboration software company connecting the digital workforce. They combine a simple user experience, intelligent platform, and third-party enterprise integrations to enrich every conversation and drive workforce productivity. Today, we will hear from Ken Westerman. He is the Senior Director of Channel Operations, and Forrest Noppel, he's the National Partner Manager for Master Agents. Ken and Forrest, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to our Telarus Tuesday call.
Doug, thank you for having us. This is Ken, by the way. Thank you for having me on the line. Hopefully everyone can hear me all right. Forrest, you want to say anything before I kick off, or are you good to go?
No, please go ahead.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you for joining the call today. I've listened a little bit about Fuze. Just a couple of quick slides for you. But again, as Doug mentioned, my name is Ken Westerman. I'm the Senior Channel Director of Global Operations for Fuze. I've been with the company now for almost 13 years. The company is about 14 years old. And I want to talk to you first kind of about why Fuze, right? What Fuze is doing right now, what's being said about Fuze in the industry. I think it's incredibly powerful information to know and have. We pride ourselves on being a UCaaS leader for modern enterprise customers. Just recently, about 2 months ago, Forrester released the Forrester Wave, which actually is a very in-depth research portion to understand about the UCaaS technology. They go into much more in-depth than Gartner to talk about, what Fuze is doing in the industry. And Forrester, came out and said, look, Fuze is definitely a leader. We are up there with Microsoft and RingCentral and Cisco right now, and we're fighting for that space, for that collective knowledge. But it's not just Forrester saying things about Fuze. It's also people like Gartner. Gartner is also saying that we're well suited for the UCaaS deployment, typically for 500 to 5,000 range. But that's not where we start or stop. We were born in the cloud from enterprise grade solution, but we also work with customers as small as 10 to 20 seats, up to our biggest customers now in the 30 to 40,000 seat range. So we can kind of go across the board to make any solution work for our customers. Argonne Research also showed that of us as well back in 2019, or this year in 2019 earlier, where they talked to us and they said, we have a complete collaboration experience that includes not only business voice, but persistent chat, presence, content sharing, all within a single application. For us, it's about the simplicity of an application itself, being able to go seamlessly from chatting to a voice call to screen sharing to a video share, all within one app. They're going to leave that app. That's incredibly important to Fuze. And then Frost and Sullivan also said the same thing about Fuze back in 2017. We have lots of new products that are being initiated right now. They're coming out. We're demonstrating our ability to compete with our vision and our technology. And from my standpoint, that's also incredibly important. If you go to the next slide, actually, we'll talk a little bit about, kind of why we're unique in this crowded space. I think, some of the big differentiators and uniqueness about Fuze are that we own our technology stack. From the very beginning days of Fuze, we've actually started our own stack on the back end. So not only are we managing our own technology stack, we're not dependent on anybody else for input. We don't need someone, to come in with the BroadSoft solution, and we have to go back to BroadSoft to say, can we innovate this and do that? We take direct input from our partners and from our customers and put it onto our product roadmap. Every quarter, we release a product roadmap that goes out to all of our partners and says, here's what we're looking to do in the future for Fuze. Are there things out there that you'd like to see Fuze do? We constantly take input. We have a partner advisory board today that's about 30 partners big that we're taking input from on a regular basis to tell us what they see in the industry and what we actually need to keep producing to make ourselves competitive and more simplified to use for our customer experience. As I mentioned, we control our own roadmap. So from Fuze's standpoint, that's incredibly important for us. As we see things start to happen and innovate, we're not beholden to anyone else to tell us when it's going to happen. We can simply move things out as necessary to ensure that we have the best product out there. That includes things like, one-to-one voice calling, screen sharing, and video, along with our combined analytics of voice, video, and messaging. One of the things we took a big leap in last year was analytics, and we decided that we were going to focus on a massive integration of all this analytics. We have data for the past 14 years that's been sitting there, and we were able to actually kind of merge this all into one combined use case now. And so everything that you're using this platform to show, you actually will have the ability to find it all within one platform right now from a data analytics standpoint, whether you choose to harvest it into your own APIs or you choose to let it sit within Fuze's data, it's all there for you today. We pride ourselves having a global voice. So today we have established relationships with over 80 plus carriers at this point in time. We're servicing over 3,500 customers globally that sit in 36 different countries for us. And that continues to grow on a regular basis. We have full PSTN connectivity in 21 countries, and we have 37 other countries where it's a hybrid connectivity model where we can provide certain pieces with different devices in that may require a POT sign or a PRI to back-end things for compliance issues within country. For us, so that's an incredibly important piece. Again, from our standpoint, we have data centers in multiple countries at this point in time where we're actually able to geolocate all of our customers back to get you the best possible service. So whether you're on a phone call in the UK or in Germany, you're going to geolocate to that proper destination versus geolocating back to, say, Boston if you're there right now like I am. So from our standpoint, we truly believe that having that for us going along with the full PSTN connectivity is what makes us a very unique differentiator within this space itself. We're also proven, like I said before, we're proven in this space. So, not only Forrester, Gartner, Aragon, Synergy, but there's others that are out there that keep talking about how great our product is, how great the voice platform is, how great the video and collaboration platform is, and the screen sharing, the analytics, the ability to have a one application to do all this information within. We take pride in that. We also take pride in the fact that our project management team has grown from just being able to implement products for our customers, but also to consulting for our customers. So now during the sales process, every sales team has an engagement manager that tags along for these. The engagement manager now takes pride in understanding and knowing what the customer's needs are. It's not simply just replacing a phone system. There's an actual migration that actually has to take place. We take pride in understanding what the customer's needs are, whether, again, you're 10 phones or you're 10,000 seats. We take pride in understanding what it takes for you to do this. This is not an easy transformation to make in most cases. There are call flows behind this. There are people's jobs that are behind this. And so we want to ensure that we understand the steps are necessary for our customers to make that migration from their current system to Fuze in the cloud. We have employees not only in North America, but also in EMEA and in APAC. We have a fully staffed support team of 24/7, 365. That's a follow-the-sun global support system. We also have PMO and sales and engineering staff located geographically throughout the world. We take very much pride in that. We have over 36,000 users deployed globally for us to 55 countries. And we are looking to roll out another customer I just signed up with us. It's about 41,000 seats in North America. And so from our standpoint, we can just continue to grow and grow and grow from that standpoint. We're constantly innovating ourselves and growing our community out there to ensure that our partners and our customers have the best solutions and products that's out there.
And Ken, I just want to jump in for 1 second there. And
yeah, please,
for all of you that are looking at that, just for clarity, that's 36,000 plus users on a single customer. There are a lot of folks that have talked about selling really big customers and frankly may have sold them, but I don't know of any other companies that can talk about the actual deployment of all of those users like we can. And we have multiple references on deals like that size.
And to say that as well, Forrest, you are correct. Sorry, I misspoke, guys, for a second, but we also deployed that customer within 12 calendar months. So from start to finish, we deployed 36,000 customers within 12 calendar months for that customer because of the way that we interacted with them from a consultative standpoint to actually deploy them.
Right, which is where I wanted to just layer in one more thing. So from my side, I actually just joined Fuze recently. I was actually on the agent side selling Fuze, selling several of our competitors for many years. And it was one of the things that I think is an intangible that folks want to know is that it was easier for me not to have to waste cycles after I made a sale when I sold Fuze. They have such a deep enablement process that goes into all the nooks and crannies of how a deal actually has to get implemented and then further adopted by those companies than anything I was dealing with other competitors. And so what that meant for me after the sale was the fact that I could go make more sales. I did not have to spend a lot of cycles coming back, making sure that they dotted the I's, crossed the T's, and that I was dealing with an angry customer after the fact. I've also would say that the deals that I've sold with Fuze over the years have been the longest standing. When I was selling from the other competitors, almost none of them got as far as the actual term before they were coming back to me saying, okay, what else do you have? So it's an intangible, but something that's very important. I know it was for me in the agent side. I hope it will be important for you guys as well.
And I think then to kind of to piggyback on what Forrest was just saying, I think part of the reason why we do that, we take an active approach with the consultative mindset of Fuze, but we also have great tools that are out there for our partners and customers to leverage. We have a real-time network monitoring tool that we started deploying a couple of years ago that allows our customers to deploy that box into their location that looks back at Fuze on a regular basis. So we're now actively monitoring your network or the customer's network to ensure that the Fuze connectivity is going to be the best experience. So in real time, we can tell you if your network's not going to be well. We do it before the actual sale commences and finishes. We do it also during the installation. And then we offer it to the customer if they want to do it for longer to ensure that quality within that experience. Again, we also have, like I mentioned before, 24/7, 365 support. I think that in and of itself is a huge thing for us because, again, we're actively monitoring your network at the onset. We're also actively monitoring all the endpoints at each customer location. So as things arise, we're reaching out to the customers saying, hey, Mr. Customer, we know there's an issue right now. How can we help you solve those issues? And so from our standpoint, that's a huge differentiator from us to be able to proactively reach out to customers to let them know things are actually going on, which I think is a better experience overall to ensure the customer satisfaction is maintained.
Yep. And then just before I get the Q&A, one last thing I'll point out here is that we have a massive push internally towards the channel. In fact, most recently we have moved a group of our internal sales folks that were handling any deals that were under 500 seats, and they are working directly with the channel now, so that we will not take any deals internally that we have not tied a partner to. So I know we're very well known for having, an ability to perform at those complex, larger, 500 plus seat type of level, but we also do quite a bit in that 500 and below seat level. And right now we've made a total commitment that we will have nothing that does not have a partner tied to it for anything in that range. And I will tell you that also, even for the ones that are in that 500 plus, there is a significant push in complete parity with our direct sales force that they are also looking to tie to make ties with partners. So as you start bringing those types of opportunities to us, we're going to make those connections. We're going to build those relationships so that there's a trust factor going both ways. We make sure that it's a fair playing field for all.
That is correct. Doug, are there questions that anyone has asked of Forrest or myself as of now?
We've got a few we'd like to discuss. Great presentation, guys. Again, we have Ken Westerman. He's the Senior Director for Channel Operations, and Forrest Knoppel. He's the National Partner Manager for Master Agents for Fuze. Terrific presentation. We appreciate you guys bringing that information today. It is time for our weekly Q&A session featuring questions and comments from our partners from the chat window. If you have particular questions for these gentlemen, please go ahead and submit those now. I wanted to go back and just touch on the Forrester Wave endorsement. This is no small situation. As unified communications providers, and we know that there are many of them out there, continue to come into the marketplace. Differentiation is no small thing, and to be at that position on the Forrester Wave in that leadership role, that is a huge thing to be able to tell customers as they're asking and considering, where should I go if I'm making a move into unified communications?
So can I just say that, from our standpoint, I think Forrester, I would 100% agree with you. Forrester, to me, actually does the most research. They spend about 4 to 6 months actively working with each of their vendors that they're researching on, going in, talking to not only the vendor themselves, but they interview dozens of customers at Fuze in order to get this feedback. And so, from my standpoint, their research is much more comprehensive. And again, I'm not trying to knock Gartner. I think Gartner's an amazing asset as well. But I do believe that Forrester is a much more comprehensive research from an analysis standpoint. And so I'm incredibly proud to have been part of that conversation when they interviewed us here at Fuze, and then to see where we end up on their Forrester Wave.
Well, really, the services that you provide not only to the end user customer, but to our partners themselves as they are working to negotiate and close this kind of a deal are really unmatched. You have impeccable consulting on the front end, as you mentioned, but then a very well-developed and growing project management force on the back end, which ensures that at every phase of this, whether it's the implementation or the adoption or the provisioning of all of these services, that's going to go well, and there's going to be plenty of help along the way.
That's a very true statement. Again, we, part of my history of Fuze, I've been with the company now for almost 13 years, as I mentioned. I started out on the provisioning side of things, eventually went into the engineering and sales side of things, become part of the channel. But that's a true statement. We have a top-notch PMO, that's a global top-notch PMO. We also have developed over the last 6 years an amazing enablement program, and not only for our customers, but also for our partners. So as you're signing up with Fuze through Telarus, and you want more information on Fuze, we have the ability to enable you to learn more information about Fuze, how it's sold, why it's sold, how the product works. And so I think those tools that we're offering not only to our customers, but also to our partners is a huge differentiator for us to ensure that you're going to be successful within the sales process, but also your customer will be successful with the installation and post-installation.
A couple of questions that are coming in on the chat line from Julio. Do you have a deal registration threshold, and how do partners go about registering a deal?
So we have no threshold. So let me start first by saying registration process. So you will work with Telarus, and they will help you to register the deal with Fuze through our partner portal. There is simply no threshold. As mentioned, we will take customers as small as about 10 seats up to our largest customer now, which is around 36,000 fully deployed seats, with about 40,000 more seats to come. So, 76,000 seats would be our biggest customer, hopefully by this time next year. But we're also looking for a bigger customer than that. So if you have someone that's in 100,000 seat range, let's talk. But no, we have no threshold.
Let's talk a little bit about equipment and devices. What sort of resources does Fuze have for our partners and their customers in regard to equipment? And Matt Peckinpah is asking specifically about PoE switches. But how should our partners approach their customers about equipment needs?
So, Fuze is happy to make recommendations to our partners and to our customers for equipment needs. We have a fully staffed network engineering team that I actually used to run for about 3 years at Fuze. And we have a really great documentation process around gear that we know works well with Fuze and not well with Fuze, all the way from firewalls to switches. Working with PoE or non-PoE, I would say, Fuze is fairly agnostic in that respect. If you want to sell phones to your customers, I think PoE definitely is the right way to go personally and professionally. Less force is always less of a hassle. However, that's really up to the customer. Fuze will make recommendations to the customer and to our partners on what we think they should use. During the consultation process, we'll actually do a network topology evaluation with our customers via our solution engineering team, where they will actually gather documentation information about that customer's network, LAN and WAN, and then their recommendations to that partner and to the customer prior to the sale, saying, our recommendation is you upgrade possibly your network, possibly your switches, possibly your firewalls or routers to do certain things, whether it's failover, whether it's just old gear, whether it's wiring. But we'll make recommendations to you along that time frame.
The beautiful part about that, of course, is that whether a customer chooses a desk phone, a soft phone, a mobile phone, doesn't matter. They can use any sort of communications method they choose. And the beautiful part about this is that they can transition a call, for example, from the desk phone to the soft phone or even to the cell phone. There is no interruption to that call or to the meeting that's going on.
That's a very true statement. Again, as mentioned, we're kind of agnostic to that fact. We would love for a customer to have a desk phone, but many of our customers now, especially in Europe, are moving away from desk phones and mostly to the mobile and soft phone technology. But you are correct, Doug, that it's a seamless flow from my mobile application to my desk phone to my desktop. So there are no issues with how that call moves and migrates from SIP endpoint to SIP endpoint to SIP endpoint. We also would say that, from a telephony standpoint, most of our customers want to reuse their old telephones. And so we currently are allowing our customers to reuse Yealink telephones and Polycom telephones. And so we have the ability to leverage those old telephones to keep them on the network to ensure that, the ROI on those is still there for those customers.
Question on the chat line from Eric talking about auto speech recognition. He's asking about the availability of that in various languages, including Spanish, Vietnamese, and also asking a little bit about CRM or custom API integrations. Tell us just a little bit about what's going on in those areas at Fuze.
So today, Fuze offers languages in Spanish, German, French, and English. Unfortunately, not Vietnamese yet. We are researching, looking into things like possibly doing Mandarin in a couple of years from now, or other languages as well that our customers are asking for. But today we are in 4 languages only. And then as far as CRM integration, so like most of our competitors and Fuze itself, we actually are, we do have integrations with all the CRM applications that are out there. We have already pre-built APIs, and we also have a Fuze Connect tool that's a custom API integrator. So if there's a special CRM out there that's a home-baked CRM that we need to get into, or some home-baked system from an API standpoint, our Fuze connection tool actually will be able to make that connection for you with a little bit of work with our engineering team on the backside to make that connection complete.
Fuze is really into so many aspects of this. Anything that partners and their customers need to do with unified communications, whether it's voice, collaboration, contact center, it's all there. And with the unique platform that Fuze offers, this is really all your own creation. You are not dependent on any other provider for either the platform itself or the applications or the way that it works. Talk just a little bit about being a unique sort of a platform in the marketplace and why that makes Fuze really stand out from your competition.
I mean, I think, it makes us unique in a big respect, in the fact that we can get to market with things much faster than our competition can get to market with things. As we see things that come up, and I can't mention names of customers. We had a customer a year and a half ago. They came to us and said, we really want to have these Samsung tablets in our trucks on the road going down to service things, but we don't know how to make that work. And so Fuze spent about a month with them trying to understand what they use the tablets for and how to use that. Fuze didn't have an offering that actually went onto those tablets at that time, but we ended up working with Samsung and some others to create an offering within months that actually we were able to sell and deploy to this customer. So from our standpoint, for us, it took us about 4 months to understand what they were using it for, develop a product, test the product, and deploy the product to this customer successfully. And now we have over 13,000 of these tablets deployed today for this one customer. So for our standpoint, that's a major win for us, because we're able to, again, manipulate our roadmap and manipulate what we want to do and push through for our customer base, so that we feel that was the most important piece for that customer. And that happens for us on a regular basis. We have a small engineering team that just works on these special requests from our customers and from our partners to ensure that they actually work. We understand what they want them to work to do. We test them, then we deploy them as well, and we support them on a regular basis.
And earlier you mentioned the customer that was deployed with more than 36,000 users in a 12-month period. That's just an incredibly sized deal. But as you mentioned earlier, you're not restricted to just large deals or small deals. You'll take deals of any size, but look at the ability to take care of a customer that big. Partners should certainly not be afraid of bringing any size deal to Fuze.
That's a very good point, Doug. I mean, I think as Forrest mentioned, right, we are migrating our, I'll call them the SMB team of Fuze into the channel now. And so those teams dealt with anyone from 10 seats to 500 seats. They are now actively part of our channel, and we're actively recruiting more of them to help out our channel from a sales operations, from a sales standpoint. So from our view, we don't really have a limit. Again, 10 seats is kind of where we want to draw the line in the sand. A 2-seat deal doesn't make it worth it sometimes. But from our standpoint, 10 seats to, again, we'll have about 76,000 seats to go with one customer by this time next year. So, from our standpoint, there really is no limitation on what that looks like. So yes, again, 10 seats to 100,000 seats is kind of where we want to play in that respect.
So we've talked extensively about the value and the benefits to end user customers here. I want to talk for just a minute about the value to our partners. I mentioned earlier, as we were talking about spiffs, that you are offering a current promotion where if partners will register their UCaaS opportunities before the end of this year, and those opportunities result in a meeting with a Fuze sales representative, there's a fast cash bonus available between $200 and $2,000 based on the number of that company's employees. That's great. There's another promotion as well that we've talked about previously on this call, and I wanted to give it its due here as well. This was the 8X MRR promotion that's going on. Again, before December 31st, but when customers bring those deals in, they can get 3X on the closed deal, 1X on a deal involving 500 plus users, 2X if it's more than 1,000, and then another 1X on a 12-month activation, another 1X for 6-month prepayments. I added this up. They can get up to 8X MRR commissions on deals sold now before Christmas. That is a huge amount of cash, a great spiff, and it's available for partners that sell Fuze before the end of the year. Why so lucrative? This is a fantastic way for partners to get involved with Fuze.
Forrest, do you want to answer that question? I'm going to answer that question.
That's just a great offer.
It's pretty simple. We're creating fans.
Well, you sure are.
We believe that after opportunities for people to work with us, even just a few times, they're going to want to continue to do so. And sometimes, let's not kid ourselves. Money talks a bit to make sure we
absolutely.
And hopefully that's opened some eyes as well as minds having some conversations with us.
Absolutely. I think it really comes down to that differentiation factor. We've talked at length here today about the way that Fuze differentiates itself for the end user customer and the resources that are available. But now it's time to look at the partners and say, okay, here's why you need to take a look at Fuze for yourself. And boy, you close a deal with Fuze at this point, in addition to all of the resources pre-sale and post-sale that we've talked about, there's big money to be made on this before the end of the year as well. So heads up to all of our partners out there. You know Fuze, you love Fuze, and we've talked about the value there, but you can make big money by selling these services before the end of 2019. And then on into the year, you know you're going to be satisfied with those sales, and your customers will love you. Great stuff, guys. Ken and Forrest, I really appreciate you guys' presentation today and being here. Anything else that you would like to add as we close out the call?
I just appreciate you making the time for us today, Doug, and for any of the partners that are on the call or listening at a later time. You know, we've got our channel directors that are very actively looking forward to conversations with all of you and building this partnership.
Great. Well, listen, if you'd like to hear more from Ken or Forrest, please contact your Telarus Partner Support Manager. We can certainly put you in touch with them directly or with others at Fuze who would be more than happy to help talk with you or consult on an opportunity or a deal that you might have. This presentation, of course, will be recorded and available in your Telarus Partner back office. Should be available later this afternoon. So if you have those types of opportunities, don't hesitate. Talk to the pros at Fuze. They'll be more than happy to help you. Forrest, Ken, thank you so much for your time today, and we appreciate you being part of our Tuesday call.
Thank you so much, Doug. Have a great day, guys. Thanks again.
And our thanks to each of you for your attendance and participation today. And if you're getting tired of Halloween, fear not. It will all be over Thursday night, and then boom, Christmas carols everywhere. We will return next week with more. Until then, I'm Doug Miller, the voice of Telarus. Have a haunted selling week, everyone. Blah, blah, blah.